breaking from tennis star to hometown hero. Coco Gauff invests in saving beloved local cafe. Every town has a place where stories begin, a cozy corner where love, laughter, and memories settle like warm steam on a window pane. For Coco Gauff, that place was the Blue Palm Café, a modest, sun-washed coffee shop tucked between a family-owned bookstore and a florist on a quiet street in Delray Beach, Florida. Long before she became a tennis superstar, long before crowds cheered her name in stadiums halfway across the world, Coco was just a girl with a notebook, a chocolate muffin, and a dream. And that dream was nurtured, not only on the court, but inside the cafe she considered her second home. But dreams, Coco would soon learn, are fragile things. Places that shape us can disappear without warning. And that is how she found herself, years later, standing at the doorway of the Blue Palm Cafe with a heavy heart. Just as the closed permanently sign was about to go up, little did she know that this moment would transform her from tennis champion to hometown hero. The place where it all began. The Blue Palm Cafe was never fancy. It smelled of cinnamon, old paperbacks, and hope. Mismatched chairs filled the room, and the walls were decorated with Polaroid of customers over the years. Kids with milk mustaches, couples holding hands, groups of students practicing speeches. Coco's Polaroid hung near the register, taken when she was 12. She had messy braids, braces, and a smile that took up half her face. Beneath the photo, in blue marker, someone had written, "Future champion, future world changer." She never knew who wrote it. She only knew it made her sprint through training every day, believing the words more than she believed in herself. The cafe wasn't just a business. It was a sanctuary, a heartbeat of the community, and it was in danger of disappearing. The bad news: the cafe's owner, Mrs. Ramirez, a gentle woman with silver hair pulled into a bun and a laugh that could heal a bad day, sat at the counter with her head in her hands when Coco walked in. "Coco." Mrs. Ramirez looked up, surprise softening her face. "Honey, I didn't know you were in town. I just arrived this morning," Coco said. "Coach gave me a few days off." Then she noticed the papers on the table. Final notice. Loan default. Auction date set. Her stomach twisted. "What is this?" she asked quietly. Mrs. Ramirez exhaled deeply. "The landlord raised the rent again. The repairs from last year drained our savings. We tried to stay afloat, but..." Her voice faltered. "I'm closing the cafe tonight." The words fell like heavy stones. Closing. Tonight, the place where Coco had done her homework, eaten her first cinnamon roll, and signed her first autographs. Gone. "It doesn't feel right," Mrs. Ramirez added, wiping her eyes with the corner of her apron. "But it's too late." Coco didn't respond. She simply walked to her old corner table, touched the dent where she once carved her initials, and felt tears rise. Something inside her stirred. A determination familiar from championship matches. The same fire that pushed her to fight back from impossible points. This cafe had given her so much. Now it was time to give back. The idea that changed everything. That night, Coco tossed and turned, unable to sleep. The cafe's memory refused to leave her mind. The laughter, the warmth, the encouragement she received there long before the world knew her name. By dawn, she had made up her mind. She called her financial advisor, then her agent, then her parents. They all asked the same question. "Are you sure you want to do this?" And Coco gave the same answer every time. "The Blue Palm Cafe is part of who I am. I'm not letting it disappear." Within hours, she was back at the cafe, with a folder of documents and a smile that melted Mrs. Ramirez into tears. "Coco, what are you doing?" Coco pulled up a chair. "I want to invest in the cafe," she said. "I want to help you rebuild, upgrade, and keep this place alive." Mrs. Ramirez's eyes widened. "Honey, that's too much. I can't let you." "You didn't let me pay for muffins for 6 years," Coco laughed softly. "Let me do this." But Coco wasn't offering a handout. She was offering a partnership, a revival, a rebirth. The cafe that had raised her would rise again, stronger, brighter, and ready to serve generations to come. The community reaction, a wave of love. News broke within hours. Coco Gauff saves beloved local cafe from closure. Reporters rushed to Delray Beach. Social media exploded with praise. Fans from across the world called her a hero, a role model, a blessing. But the most meaningful reactions came from locals. I grew up in that cafe. My mom worked there when she was pregnant with me. That place helped me during my hardest year. Thank you, Coco. You saved a piece of our heart. The city's mayor called her with an invitation to speak at the next community gathering. A muralist asked permission to paint her on the cafe's exterior wall. Even rival athletes sent messages saying how inspired they were. Coco read every message with tears in her eyes. It wasn't the applause from stadiums that touched her. It was the gratitude from home, the renovation, and a surprise discovery. Coco partnered with a local designer to restore the cafe. They repainted walls, replaced damaged floors, installed new lighting, and expanded outdoor seating. During renovation, workers uncovered something behind an old wooden panel, a faded, framed letter addressed to Coco Gauff, dated nearly 10 years earlier. She opened it with trembling fingers. Inside was a handwritten note from Mrs. Ramirez. Dear Coco, you're going to be great someday. Keep working hard. Keep believing in yourself. And remember, you will always have a home here. With love, Mrs. R*****. Coco pressed a letter to her chest. Overwhelmed. She knew then she had made the right decision. This cafe wasn't just worth saving. It was worth celebrating. Grand reopening. A day the town will never forget. The reopening of the Blue Palm Cafe felt like a festival. Strings of lights hung across the street. A local band played from the sidewalk. Families lined up for hours, eager to step inside the newly reborn cafe. When Coco arrived, she wasn't wearing tennis gear. A future rooted in love and legacy. Since reopening, the Blue Palm Cafe had become more popular than ever. They offer a Coco special smoothie, motivational nights for teens, a scholarship fund for young local athletes, free bookshelves filled by community members, a mural showcasing unity, hope, and resilience. Coco often stops by after training sessions, slipping into her old corner seat and ordering the muffin that started it all. She signs napkins for excited kids, listens to seniors share stories, hugs old neighbors, laughs with staff. And every time she walks out, she feels something she can't feel on any tennis court. Home, the final word, from champion to community icon. Saving the cafe didn't earn her a trophy. It didn't raise her ranking. It didn't make her faster, stronger, or richer. But it made her something far more powerful. A hero in the hearts of the people who knew her long before the world did. In a world obsessed with fame and glory, Coco Gauff chose something deeper. She chose to protect the place that nourished her dreams. And in doing so, she proved greatness is not only measured in victories won, but in the love we give back to where it all began. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.